Great story, but yes, I feel like sadness going through it. Hey, we've got to talk weather, which there's a little bit of sadness because we've got that wet weather out there. I'm okay with it. Hopefully you're okay with it, but it is a soggy one tonight. We start with that view from this morning where we had clearer conditions. Thank you to Karen for sending this our way. But tonight, colder air and intensity of precip with that northwest flow delivered a little bit of sloppy snow. Check that out at Old Main in Cache Valley. And we look at Ogden right now with the rain coming down on Washington Boulevard. You know, the intensity of the rainfall driving down some snow levels and allowing for some snow to mix in on the benches of Weber County as well as Davis County tonight. Let's take a look because I mentioned that it's been the wettest day in Salt Lake City since October. Right now, we've picked up 0.64 inches of precipitation. The last time we saw anything in this range was October 14th when we almost got 3/4 of an inch at 0.73 inches. We still have an hour or so left. We'll see where we end up, but a soggy start to the work week with we look at those precipitation totals and we still see these numbers going up. 1.44 inches in Centerville. Look at Brigham City at 1.38, more than an inch in Kaysville, Logan, Ogden. Incredibly healthy precipitation totals to kick off March. This is what we need. 1.13 inches on the Bountiful Bench, almost 9/10 in East Mill Creek, University of Utah, over 8/10 there, 6/10 in Morgan, so the Wasatch back getting healthy precip, and then even Orem into Utah County getting more than 3/10. So we know that northern Utah has been favored by this storm. Great shot coming from Smithfield. Thanks to Emma for sharing the snow on the front lawn. And then we check out Alta, where the snow has been coming down, and that snow stake shows about 5 inches. We're not totally finished up there either. We know the highest peaks of the upper Cottonwoods going anywhere from 8 to 12 inches with this storm. That's going to be above 9,000 feet. 2 to 6 inches above 7,000 feet, and some of those bench areas picking up that snow you saw in the grassy areas, a trace to maybe an inch in those spots. Avalanche danger remains elevated, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow, but a considerable risk in Logan, Salt Lake to Skyline, the western Uintas, and Moab. The Ogden area, the outlier here with moderate danger, but we'll check again as we head into tomorrow. Now we see a lot of mixed precipitation in pink. That swath of moisture over the lake still impacting the Wasatch Front all the way through Salt Lake County. I-80 near Evanston mixing in some snowflakes. Quieter in southern Utah with a few showers holding on towards south central Utah, and then on the eastern side of the state. That cold front progressed through the state as this upper level low allowed us to continue to churn with the moisture. It's going to keep impacting us as we head into Tuesday morning for some. Time-lapse video from our Black Desert Sky Cam, upper 70s down in southern Utah. They're going to get some gap winds in the south following this cold front. Nice pink hue in Washington. ABC4.com, where you can submit those photos. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s for the highs. That was earlier in the day once the cold front came through. Those numbers dropped. 77 in St. George. As we look at the temperature change, you can see exactly where the front was draped as we're at 15, 16 degrees cooler than where we were. 30s expected with wet weather. We're going to wane in intensity overnight as the moisture starts to diminish after midnight tomorrow morning. We have a full total lunar eclipse, peak at 4:33 a.m. Now, a lot of folks have reached out and said, will I be able to see it? We want to see that deep copper color of the moon. Here's future cloud cover, which you see holds on. Here we are at 4 a.m. in northern Utah and the northeastern side of the state. The southern half of Utah will be able to see it better viewing from Castle Country south. As we look at that wet weather potential, this is not our only storm this week. Another solid cold front to impact us Wednesday into Thursday. The winds will pick up midweek ahead of that. There's the moisture, and you're going to watch as it pulls over to the northeast. We do see it holding on for tomorrow morning. Brief window of high pressure for the midweek ahead of our next cold front. And this storm system's an interesting one. Latest model runs say it will be statewide moisture, valley rain, mountain snow, but could be cold enough to drop the snow level to the valley floor. We're watching that one closely. It's changed in the last few hours. 50s for those highs tomorrow, 70 in St. George. As we look at the next 7 days, we see that cold front pack a punch, dropping temperatures to the 50s on Thursday in Washington County. Snow levels will dip. The bench is looking to get snow with our next storm, but we could see it for our valleys as well. 50s to 60s to 40s with wet weather ahead, and we will be right back with sports.